The sports world is in absolute shock tonight as news breaks that football sensation Travis Hunter, once hailed as the golden boy of the gridiron, has officially declared bankruptcy, and the reason behind it will leave you speechless. Sources close to the family reveal that the turmoil all started when his wife dropped a bombshell demand, a staggering $40 million divorce settlement. Yes, you heard that right, $40 million. Fans are stunned, friends are whispering, and the family is left divided as emotions run high behind closed doors. Rumors are swirling that what seemed like a perfect, glamorous life was anything but, with whispered accusations of betrayal, secret spending sprees, and explosive arguments that no one could have predicted. Insiders say that the confrontation between Travis and his wife was nothing short of a Hollywood showdown. Doors slammed, tears were shed, and voices reached levels that neighbors described as unbelievably intense. Tonight, we dive deep into the twists and turns of this shocking saga, exposing the drama, the heartbreak, and the jaw-dropping decisions that have brought Travis Hunter from the heights of fame to the edge of financial ruin. Stay with us because you won't believe what happens next out the morning after the shocking news broke. Travis Hunter was nowhere to be found. Neighbors reported seeing a sleek black SUV leaving the mansion before sunrise, and no one had seen him since. Inside the sprawling home, the air was thick with tension. His wife, Melissa Hunter, was reportedly pacing back and forth in the living room, phone in hand, glaring at her reflection in the marble floors. Sources say she had just hired one of the top divorce attorneys in the country, a legal shark known for turning high-profile breakups into headline-making battles. Friends of the couple are in disbelief. "I just can't wrap my head around it," one close friend confided. "They always seemed perfect together. Travis was the athlete with the charm, and Melissa always knew how to shine on his arm." Nobody saw this coming. The shock wasn't just in the public eye. Travis's own family is reportedly fractured. His younger brother, Jason, was allegedly overheard yelling at Travis's father on the phone. How did we get here? How did it all fall apart so fast? Emotions ran high and the family was left divided, with some siding with Travis and others quietly supporting Melissa's demands. Travis's financial troubles, insiders claim, have been building for months. Despite a multi-million-dollar contract, sources say he made several risky investments, including a failed sports apparel line and a luxury nightclub venture that reportedly lost more money than anyone wants to admit. Now, with Melissa demanding a $40 million payout, even his current contracts and endorsements are not enough to cover the gap. Rumors are flying that Travis has begun selling off personal assets, from luxury cars to rare memorabilia, in a desperate attempt to stay afloat. The first confrontation between Travis and Melissa, according to witnesses, was explosive. One neighbor claims they overheard Melissa screaming from the second-floor balcony, "40 million, Travis? You think this is a game? You spent years building this life, and now it ends, and I want what's mine." Travis, meanwhile, was reportedly in the study, banging his head against the desk in frustration. Friends who spoke to him later said he was unrecognizable, a man haunted by the collapse of his carefully curated image. Fans on social media erupted as news spread. Hashtags like #TravisBankrupt and #HunterDrama began trending within hours. While some fans expressed shock and disbelief, others took sides, with a vocal minority criticizing Melissa for what they called greedy demands and destroying a good man's life. Yet another faction speculated that Travis might have hidden funds or secret deals, suggesting that the story was far from over. Every post, every comment, seemed to stoke the flames of this unfolding reality TV-level drama. One particularly dramatic element, insiders say, was the appearance of Melissa's new lawyer, who allegedly arrived at the Hunter residence with a team of investigators. According to one source, the lawyer's first question was pointed: "We need full transparency. Travis, everything, your accounts, your properties, everything." Travis reportedly slammed the door in frustration, and Melissa's face was described as cold and unyielding, a look that some friends compared to a calculating chess player preparing for checkmate. The couple's personal history only added layers to the tension. Melissa, sources say, had long suspected Travis of hiding debts and making impulsive purchases without consulting her. Meanwhile, Travis allegedly felt trapped in a life he had worked tirelessly to achieve but never fully enjoyed. The pressures of fame, fortune, and public scrutiny had apparently reached a breaking point, and the divorce demand was the spark that ignited the powder keg. Friends who spoke to Travis said he felt ambushed, claiming that Melissa had been plotting the legal action for months, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The drama spilled over into family gatherings. Last weekend, at what was supposed to be a casual dinner with close relatives, tensions reached a boiling point. One cousin reportedly attempted to mediate, saying, "Look, this is not just about money. We have to think about the family." Melissa allegedly snapped, her voice shaking with fury. Family? Travis has been lying to all of you. He squandered everything, and now he wants to hide behind the word family. $40 million is not negotiable. Travis, according to the source, stood silently for a moment, his face pale, then muttered, "I never asked for this. I never wanted any of this." Even outside the family circle, friends were caught in the middle. One close friend recounted a phone call where Travis broke down, saying, "I feel like everyone is turning against me. Even the people I trusted the most are judging me. I don't know how to fix this." Meanwhile, Melissa was reportedly confiding in her best friend, expressing a mixture of triumph and regret. "I didn't want it to come to this, but he left me no choice. $40 million is just the start. He has to understand the consequences." Social media continued to stoke the fire. Fan pages that once celebrated Travis's achievements now publish countdowns to the divorce proceedings, complete with speculative graphics showing the staggering amount Melissa had demanded. Memes circulated showing Travis drowning in a pile of money, while others depicted Melissa holding a golden scepter, a queen demanding her due. The online world seemed unable to look away, as each new development added another layer to the sensational saga. Sources even claim that this stress has affected Travis's performance on the field. Insiders report that he has been missing practices, appearing distracted during team meetings and struggling to maintain his focus. Coaches allegedly pulled him aside, expressing concern. "This isn't just about finances. Your mindset is crucial. You have fans, teammates, and your legacy on the line, Travis." Sources say nodded but remained distant, consumed by the private storm raging at home. Yet despite all the chaos, a glimmer of intrigue emerged. One anonymous source hinted that there might be more to Melissa's demands than just money. Whispers of a potential prenuptial agreement, hidden clauses, and secret business ventures surfaced, suggesting that the story could take even more dramatic turns in the coming weeks. The stage was set for courtroom battles, public confrontations, and possibly shocking revelations that no one could predict out as part one of this saga concludes. The scene is set. Travis Hunter, the celebrated athlete, faces a financial nightmare and a personal betrayal, while Melissa stands firm, unwavering, and determined to claim her fortune. The family's divided, fans are shocked, and the world is watching as every move could tip the scales toward disaster or redemption. The question now is simple: what will happen next, and who will emerge victorious in this high-stakes game of wealth, pride, and heartbreak? Travis woke up the next morning in an unfamiliar hotel, the glow of city lights spilling across the room, yet he felt more trapped than ever. He had left the mansion, the confrontation with Melissa still echoing in his mind. Every memory of the past few days played on repeat: the slammed doors, the shouting, the cold stare that had cut through him like ice. He tried to call his agent, but every number he dialed went straight to voicemail. Friends and family seemed to have disappeared, leaving him alone with his spiraling thoughts. He whispered to himself, how did it get this far? The weight of the $40 million demand crushed him, and for the first time, fame and fortune felt meaningless. Meanwhile, Melissa was on a media spree, carefully curating her image. Insiders say she held a series of private interviews with journalists, carefully dropping hints about Travis's reckless spending and alleged betrayals. One unnamed reporter claimed Melissa said, I didn't want this to go public, but Travis left me no choice. Everyone needs to know the truth. Fans were divided. Some praised her courage, while others accused her of manipulating the media to gain sympathy. The family was left even more fractured, with cousins, siblings, and in-laws picking sides. Some believing Travis was the victim, others insisting Melissa was justified. Travis's friends were scrambling to help. One close confidant revealed that Travis had spent an entire night pacing, poring over financial documents, trying to understand how his empire could be unraveling so quickly. He's never been good with money, the friend admitted. He trusted people too easily, made bold investments, and now it's all catching up to him. He feels trapped, cornered, Like, there's no way out. Emotions ran high as friends debated whether to intervene or step back, fearful of getting dragged into the legal and emotional storm. Melissa, on the other hand, was reportedly preparing for a courtroom spectacle. Sources say she insisted on filming certain interactions with Travis for her own records, citing legal protection. The drama escalated when an argument broke out over access to the couple's luxury jet. Travis allegedly shouted, "You can't take that from me. It's mine." Melissa reportedly responded coldly, "Everything is shared. This isn't about ownership. It's about accountability. $40 million isn't optional." Friends said that at that moment. The room went silent except for the echo of shattered glass. Someone had thrown a champagne bottle in anger, missing both of them by inches. Fans online noticed the tension escalating. Private social media accounts connected to Travis began posting cryptic messages. "Trust is fragile, everything ends eventually," leaving the public speculating endlessly. Melissa's followers countered with statements like, "Justice is served. He needs to pay for his choices," fueling a firestorm of comments, memes, and heated debates. The drama was now not only personal and legal, but had exploded into a full-blown online spectacle. Travis single quotes as family meetings, once private and peaceful, turned into battlegrounds. One insider described a scene where his father, a retired coach with decades of experience in handling pressure, tried to mediate. "We have to think rationally," he pleaded. Melissa, reportedly unfazed, said, "Rationality doesn't undo betrayal. $40 million is not negotiable. He made his choices, and now he faces the consequences." His younger brother Jason allegedly slammed his fist on the table, shouting, "This isn't fair. Travis isn't a villain. You can't just destroy him and call it justice." Emotions ran high and the family was left splintered, with some leaving the house in anger, others quietly crying in hallways. Unexpectedly, an old friend from Travis's college days surfaced, claiming he had knowledge of hidden assets and secret contracts. This revelation set off a new wave of tension. Melissa's legal team reportedly demanded full disclosure, while Travis's advisors warned him against sharing too much. The house of cards seemed to tremble with every new piece of information, and insiders suggested that a scandal involving undisclosed income could erupt, potentially complicating the already volatile divorce settlement. At one point, Travis confronted Melissa directly in what witnesses described as a tense standoff in the kitchen of the mansion. He allegedly yelled, "Why are you doing this? After everything, why ruin me?" Melissa's response, according to an eyewitness, was chillingly calm, "Because someone has to hold you accountable. You've had everything handed to you, and now it's time to face reality. $40 million is just the beginning. The truth has a cost, and you're going to pay." The intensity of the confrontation reportedly caused furniture to be overturned. A chandelier swung precariously from the ceiling, symbolizing the instability of their once idyllic life. The public began speculating about potential reconciliations, secret negotiations, and hidden deals. Some fans insisted that Travis might secretly be planning a counterattack, leveraging hidden assets or undisclosed contracts. Others believed Melissa had insider information that would ensure her victory. Tabloids ran wild with theories, secret prenups, offshore accounts, even claims that a mysterious third party had been influencing the couple's decisions behind the scenes. The narrative had taken on a life of its own, blending reality with rumor in a sensational swirl. Travis's mental state reportedly deteriorated as the drama unfolded. Friends revealed he had become withdrawn, skipping events he once loved, avoiding phone calls, and rarely leaving his hotel room. Sources say he would stare out the window for hours, muttering about betrayal, lost trust, and the impossibility of reclaiming what he had once held dear. At the same time, Melissa was reportedly thriving under the pressure, holding her own private meetings, consulting with top legal minds, and strategizing her next move. The contrast between the two was stark. Travis in despair, Melissa resolute. A psychological chess match playing out behind closed doors. The tension reached a peak when an unexpected visitor arrived at the mansion. Travis's former business partner, who had recently parted ways under murky circumstances. The meeting reportedly became heated within minutes. Accusations flew, old grievances resurfaced, and voices were said to be raised so loudly that neighbors called the police, fearing violence. Sources claim that at one point, Melissa whispered to her attorney, "This is exactly why I demanded $40 million. The chaos will expose everything." Travis, meanwhile, reportedly stormed out, leaving the house in a swirl of anger, confusion, and despair. Even in the midst of this chaos, a glimmer of potential redemption appeared. One anonymous insider hinted that Travis might be negotiating a secret settlement, attempting to preserve some dignity while minimizing financial loss. Melissa, however, was reportedly unwavering, saying, "I've waited long enough. Compromise is not an option. $40 million is just the beginning of holding him accountable." The interplay between desperation and determination, fear and strategy, painted a picture of a drama that seemed to escalate by the hour. After the explosive meetings and confrontations, Travis Hunter found himself retreating further into isolation. Insiders say he booked a private cabin in the mountains, desperate to escape the media, the lawyers, and the relentless scrutiny from fans and family alike. But even there, peace eluded him. Phone calls from his legal team, persistent messages from friends, and relentless social media speculation kept the storm alive. One close confidant revealed that Travis spent hours staring at spreadsheets and bank statements, muttering to himself, "How did it all spiral so fast? How did $40 million become the sword hanging over me?" He was haunted, not only by the financial implications, but by the emotional betrayal that seemed to consume every corner of his life. Meanwhile, Melissa was reportedly preparing a public statement that would ignite another media frenzy. According to insiders, she had met with a top public relations firm, meticulously crafting her narrative. She was said to have rehearsed every line, ensuring her poise projected strength while painting Travis as reckless and irresponsible. One source claimed she said, "The world needs to understand the truth. It's not just about money. It's about accountability and integrity." Fans and followers eagerly awaited the announcement, dividing themselves between supporters of Travis, critics of Melissa, and those simply fascinated by the unfolding spectacle. Travis's father, desperate to intervene, allegedly flew to the cabin unannounced, confronting his son amid the cold mountain air. "Travis, this isn't the end," he reportedly said, his voice heavy with concern. Travis, pacing the cabin floor, responded with visible frustration. "Dad, you don't get it. Everything is collapsing. Melissa's demands, the media, the family drama, it's too much. I can't even think straight." The argument escalated, voices echoing through the secluded woods, and for a moment even the birds seemed to pause, as if sensing the tension. The father tried to calm his son, but Travis's anguish was raw, palpable. A storm of emotions no one could easily contain. While Travis struggled, Melissa's legal team was reportedly digging into every financial detail of the Hunter empire. Insiders claim they discovered discrepancies in Travis's investments, unreported earnings, and previously unknown debts. Armed with this information, Melissa's attorneys were said to be strategizing a courtroom move that could shift the balance of power entirely in her favor. One anonymous source described it as a calculated, relentless pursuit, a chess game where every piece is aimed at checkmate. Fans speculated endlessly online, some praising Melissa's precision, others fearing Travis was about to be publicly humiliated. Unexpectedly, an old friend of Travis surfaced, revealing that he had access to potential witnesses who could testify about Melissa's secret spending habits. This revelation sparked heated debates among the legal teams, with Travis's advisors pushing for a counterattack. Sources say Travis was torn. Exposing Melissa could vindicate him but risked alienating the public and further fracturing family relationships. One friend reportedly warned him, "Be careful. If you play this wrong, you could lose everything, not just money, but your reputation, your legacy." Travis reportedly nodded, the weight of the choice pressing on him like a physical burden. The drama took an even darker turn when a leaked audio recording allegedly surfaced online. In it, Travis was heard arguing with Melissa over private finances, emotions raw and unfiltered. Fans were shocked, with reactions ranging from outrage to sympathy. Some called it evidence of Travis's innocence, others claimed it proved Melissa's claims were justified. The leak sparked a wildfire of speculation. Who released it? Was it a friend, a family member, or an unknown insider looking to stoke the drama? The uncertainty only heightened the tension, making the story impossible to eye. Gino Reed. Travis single quotes as teammates and colleagues reportedly weighed in behind the scenes. One close friend from the team said, "He's not the same Travis. The stress is eating him alive. He used to be focused, motivated, unstoppable. Now he's fractured, unsure of every decision. Meanwhile, Melissa appeared to gain momentum, publicly appearing calm and composed at events, projecting strength even as the storm raged behind closed doors. Fans noticed the stark contrast, with hashtags praising her poise trending alongside ones lamenting Travis's apparent breakdown. The public fascination only intensified, feeding a cycle of drama that seemed to have no end as the weeks progressed. Travis allegedly attempted to negotiate with Melissa privately, seeking a compromise that might reduce the $40 million demand. Sources claim he proposed staggered payments and asset exchanges, hoping to avoid public spectacle. Melissa, however, reportedly refused, her stance unwavering. "I didn't come this far to settle for less," she was said to have told her attorneys. $40 million is just the start of holding him accountable. He needs to understand the cost of his choices. The stalemate intensified emotions on both sides, with friends and family caught in a whirlwind of speculation and anxiety. Travis reportedly attempted to reach out to longtime mentors and coaches for guidance, seeking wisdom and perspective amid the chaos. One coach allegedly advised him, "This isn't just about money. It's about how you carry yourself, how you respond under pressure. Control the narrative, control your emotions, and you might still salvage something." Travis took the words to heart, but sources claim the emotional strain made it difficult to act decisively. The balance between public perception, private despair, and legal pressure seemed impossible to manage. Then came a shocking twist. Insiders revealed that Melissa had allegedly lined up a surprise witness, someone from Travis's past who could testify about his financial mismanagement and personal decisions. The revelation reportedly sent Travis into a spiral, fearing that even private negotiations could no longer protect him. Friends said he spent an entire night awake, strategizing, pacing, and reviewing old contracts, trying to anticipate every possible scenario. The pressure was relentless, leaving fans speculating if Travis could withstand the mounting storm. As the courtroom date approached, the tension surrounding Travis Hunter reached almost unbearable levels. Insiders claimed the mansion had grown eerily quiet, with Melissa reportedly preparing meticulously, reviewing contracts, and practicing statements for hours on end. Travis, on the other hand, was described as restless, pacing hotel rooms, unable to focus on anything other than the looming $40 million demand and the public humiliation that seemed inevitable. Friends whispered that he had barely slept for days, haunted by every argument, every accusation, and the fear that his career and legacy might be irreparably damaged. The media frenzy surrounding the case was unlike anything anyone had seen. Paparazzi camped outside the cabin where Travis was staying, capturing every movement, every fleeting expression. Fans flooded social media with speculation, memes, and heated debates, turning the private heartbreak into a public spectacle. Hashtags like #TravisDrama, #HunterBankrupt, and #MelissaStrikes again trended simultaneously, reflecting the polarized opinions of fans. Some blamed Melissa, accusing her of destroying a man's life for money. Others praised her for seeking justice and holding Travis accountable. The world seemed divided, glued to a story that blended celebrity, scandal, and human drama. Inside the legal arena, sources say the first confrontation between Travis and Melissa was explosive. As lawyers presented evidence, emotions ran high. Travis allegedly raised his voice, pointing fingers and shouting, "This is not fair. You're twisting the truth to make me look like a villain." Melissa reportedly responded without hesitation, her voice calm but piercing. "Fair or not, the truth speaks for itself. $40 million is not a negotiation. Accountability doesn't care about your fame or your feelings." Witnesses described the courtroom as electric, every eye on the couple, every whisper magnifying the drama that had consumed months of their lives. One particularly tense moment reportedly occurred when a surprise witness, previously unknown to Travis, took the stand. According to insiders, the witness recounted private dealings, financial decisions, and personal moments that painted Travis in a difficult light. Melissa's legal team reportedly grinned, sensing victory, while Travis's attorney whispered urgent strategies to counteract the testimony. Travis was visibly shaken, his hands trembling, and friends said he whispered under his breath, "How did it come to this? Everything is crumbling around me." The family attending the hearing was left divided and emotional, some crying openly, others biting their lips in silent fury. Outside the courtroom, the media frenzy intensified. Fans gathered, waving signs of support for either Travis or Melissa, while live streams covered every glance, every gesture. Some social media commentators speculated about secret alliances, hidden prenuptial agreements, and undisclosed wealth. Rumors swirled that Melissa had obtained documents proving financial mismanagement that could significantly impact the final settlement. The speculation was endless, keeping public attention locked on a story that seemed to escalate hour by hour. Travis reportedly attempted to negotiate behind the scenes once again, hoping to reduce the financial burden and salvage his reputation. Sources say he offered partial payouts, property exchanges, and even commitments to charitable donations in exchange for a smaller settlement. Melissa allegedly refused each offer, her stance unwavering. Friends of Travis admitted privately that he felt trapped, caught between public scrutiny, family pressure, and the relentless legal demands of his wife. "He's fighting for survival," one insider said. "It's not just about money. It's about pride, reputation, and proving he's not broken." As the days progressed, a shocking twist emerged. An anonymous leak revealed alleged private communications between Travis and a business associate, showing attempts to conceal assets. The leak sent social media into a frenzy, with some claiming Travis was guilty of deception, while others argued he was being unfairly targeted. The family reportedly erupted into arguments, each side taking sides, some defending Travis, others believing Melissa's relentless pursuit was justified. The tension inside and outside the courtroom had reached a fever pitch, with every revelation adding layers of drama to an already explosive situation. One of the most dramatic moments reportedly occurred during a heated family intervention. Travis's siblings, cousins, and parents attempted to mediate, urging both parties to consider compromise. Melissa, according to sources, refused to yield, stating firmly, "I've waited long enough. The consequences are real and Travis must face them." The argument escalated, voices echoing through the mansion, tears falling, furniture shaken, and tempers flaring. Friends outside described the scene as something straight out of a reality TV show, with every emotional beat magnified by decades of personal history and public attention. Travis, however, was not done fighting. Sources revealed that he allegedly discovered discrepancies in Melissa's claims, uncovering evidence of extravagant spending and questionable financial decisions. This revelation sparked a new round of courtroom strategy, with Travis's legal team preparing to counterattack. Friends reported that Travis spent nights reviewing documents, consulting with advisors, and planning every move, determined not to be humiliated in public. The tension between determination and desperation was palpable, a high-stakes battle unfolding in real time. As the final weeks of the case approached, insiders claimed that both parties were emotionally exhausted. Travis reportedly appeared gaunt and distracted, while Melissa's resolve seemed stronger than ever. The courtroom drama escalated with every new filing, every unexpected witness, and every revelation of hidden financial dealings. Fans remained glued to live coverage, dissecting every interaction, every comment, and every look exchanged between Travis and Melissa. The saga had become more than a divorce. It was now a spectacle of human emotion, power, and the high price of fame. Towards the climax, one source described an unforgettable moment when Travis and Melissa faced off outside the courtroom, away from the cameras. The confrontation was reportedly intense, with Melissa allegedly saying, "I will not back down. 40 million is just the start." Travis, tears in his eyes, reportedly replied, "I never wanted this war. All I wanted was a life that worked." The emotional tension was so thick that even bystanders said they felt it in the air, a palpable force that seemed to suspend reality itself. And so, the saga of Travis Hunter and Melissa reaches a point where nothing seems certain. Will Travis manage to recover his fortune and reputation? Or will Melissa's relentless pursuit of the $40 million settlement leave him broken and defeated? The courtroom battles, family betrayals, and emotional confrontations have left fans shocked and divided, with opinions flooding social media at every turn. Every revelation, every secret, and every heated argument has only added fuel to a story that refuses to cool down. The tension remains unbearable and the questions linger. Who really holds the power? Who will emerge victorious? And what will be left of Travis Hunter's once glittering life? As the world watches, one thing is clear. This is more than a divorce, more than a financial dispute. It's a spectacle of fame, fortune, and heartbreak. A drama that feels like it could be ripped from the pages of a reality TV script. The stakes are higher than ever, emotions are raw, and every move could tip the balance of power. Fans are obsessed, family members are divided, and insiders continue to whisper shocking details that keep the story alive in ways no one could have predicted. So, here's where you come in. What do you think will happen next? Will Travis fight back and reclaim his life, or is Melissa poised to claim a victory that will be remembered for years? Comment below with your opinions, theories, and reactions. Every thought matters. Don't forget to hit like if you've been following this explosive story, and subscribe for the latest updates because this drama is far from over. Stay tuned because the next twist in the Travis Hunter saga could shock you more than anything we've seen so far.